So student, our next topic is characteristics of particles of matter. As you know, particles of matter have space between them. Particles of matter are continuously moving. Particles of matter attract each other. First point we had already discussed about the particles of matter have space between them. We have done one activity in that we have noticed when we add sugar or salt particles into a water, the sugar or salt particles will take the empty spaces present between the water. So now we will discuss about the next point, that is particles of matter are continuously moving. In this, like particles of matter continuously moving, one movement is there that is known as Brownian movement. Brownian was scientist. He noticed when he put some pollen grains into the water. What are pollen grains? Pollen grains are the part of a flower. When pollen grains are put into a water, then what he observed? He observed the zigzag path of the pollen grain, like in this. This is a zigzag motion of the particles of the pollen grain when they are dissolved into the water. This zigzag motion of the particle is referred to as Brownian movement. One more example is there, that is mixing of two gases. This we will discuss in detail with the help of an activity. In this activity, what you will do, you are having two gas jars which are easily available in your science laboratory. In this gas jar, we will put some bromine in the form of the vapors, and the color of this gas is red brown, or you can say reddish brown. And as you all know, air is colorless. When you will put a glass jar over this glass jar, what you will observe? You will see that here is no gas because the color is colorless. But actually, when anything is empty, it means air is there. Clear? So this gas is colorless, which is air, and this is reddish brown, which is bromine water or bromine vapors. After some time, what you will observe? You will observe the red color gas will go upside here and the air will go downside. So both of the gas jars are filled with the reddish brown gas. This activity shows that the zigzag motion of the particles of the reddish brown gas. One term I want to tell you here, that is diffusion. This process is also known as diffusion. So next question arises, okay, what is diffusion? So students, what is diffusion? Diffusion is a process of intermixing of different type of matter, or you can say the particles of different type of the matter. Diffusion, a very common example I can tell you, like when you will use perfume or a dew in your room, then if you are opening the perfume bottle in the one corner of your room, then you can feel the smell of that perfume in the another corner of the room. That is known as diffusion. One more example is there, like diffusion of solids in liquid. This how you can tell the diffusion of solid in the liquid. Example I am telling you. The color of potassium permanganate crystal is purple. Now you know this very well. When you will add potassium permanganate crystal into a water, clear, like I am making one beaker. In this beaker water is there. When I will add potassium permanganate crystal, then after some time you will observe the color of the whole water changes to purple. It means this process is also known as diffusion. Next, diffusion of liquid. Very common example, like ink. Ink is found in liquid state. When you will dissolve a drop of ink into a water, what you will observe after some time? After some time you will observe the color of the whole water changes. If you are having a red color ink, then the water color changes to red. This process is also known as diffusion. Next is diffusion of gases. that we had already discussed about the diffusion of gases. One more thing I want to tell you about the diffusion. Diffusion increases with increase of temperature. Like one example I will give you. 2 beakers I am having. Clear? In one beaker I will add cold water. In the another beaker I will add hot water. Clear? Now I will add copper sulfate crystals which are easily available in your lab. Its color is blue. When I will add the copper sulfate solution to both the beakers, in beaker A also, which contains cold water, and B, which contains hot water. When I will add the copper sulfate solution in beaker B, which contains hot water, what you will observe? You will observe in both the beakers copper sulfate crystals will start dissolving. But you will notice in beaker B, the rate of dissolution means the tendency to dissolve the copper sulfate solution in the water is more as comparison to the cold water. It means diffusion of copper sulfate increases when we increase the temperature. So our next characteristic is particles of matter attract each other. I can give you one example like iron. Suppose iron, take a piece of iron nail. Clear? Try to break it with the help of a hammer. What you will observe? Can you break the iron nail with the help of the hammer? No. Why? Because iron is found in the solid state and the particles of the iron nail are tightly packed that you cannot break it with the help of the hammer. So this shows that particles of matter attract each other. So if you want to break that forces, a lot of energy is needed. Clear? So our next topic